Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So, today I'm going to talk about grapefruit dishes, bowls. What are they? Yeah. Dishes. They're dishes, I think. Anyway, even though they're like a bowl. So, this is a grapefruit dish. I've actually put a grapefruit in it so you can see how it works. You put a bit of sugar on top of that and maybe a little half of a merino cherry if you're really posh, and you'd eat it with a grapefruit spoon. Yeah, I'm not going to dig out any of those, but anyway, what makes it a grapefruit dish is it's got a little dishy base like this. Let me show you something else here. I've got, get my arm out of it, there we go. So that's just a Sunday dish or dessert dish or something like that. Normal base. That's a grapefruit dish. Okay, so I have a couple, this one and another one, and I will show you those in a minute. I'm also first going to show you some online references that I have to show you a few different ones, and you can have a look for yourself and see that I'm not talking complete bollocks when I'm talking about the difference between a dessert dish and a grapefruit dish. So, okay, here we go. So I'm starting by showing you Stuart Crystal catalogue from 1964, and it has sweet dishes and grapefruits. And the top half, these are the sweet dishes. You can see how the foot looks. In fact, I think that was the one that I just showed you a second ago. And these are the grapefruits, where they're not like the one I showed you, but it's but yeah, this is the idea with a little dish foot, the bowl, little dish foot. So yeah, that's one thing. And I'll show you something else, which is actually the other one that I showed you, which is this is White Friars catalogue from 1964, and here's your what they've called it, a Sunday. Okay, but it's an M91. Yeah, with a normal foot, and then you've got grapefruit. Okay, M94 with a little dishy base. So it's the same bowl, but one's a Sunday, one's a grapefruit, and you can, that's as clear a picture of there is a difference. They are different things that I can demonstrate you. As I've gone through a load of catalogues, there are some anomalies and things, but in general, that is the picture. So with that said, let's get on and have a closer look at the M94 first. So here it is. This is the White Friars M94 grapefruit dish, bowl, however you want to describe it. Dish is how they seem to be saying. It's got no pontal, just a bit of crap there on the bottom. But yeah, it sits on this bit here. This. And yeah, it's got a little flattened knot at the bottom. It's got some ribbing. I think this goes with the M74 service. So if you had a sky blue M74 service with the glasses and jugs and decanters and stuff, you might want a grapefruit dish to go with it. But yeah, so that's the first one I'm showing you. So here we are. This is a different one. So the M94s seem to be from the 50s and 60s, from what I can see in the catalogues. This is from the 1920s, and it's a very different beast. This is made by Webb Corbett, and yeah, this is fired in enamel, enamel by Hugo Massey. So yeah, so this is quite a rare beast. It's got a little gilded edge, so obviously at that point grapefruits must have been very exotic, because it's kind of like it was a thing that ran from, really that I can see, from the 1920s through to the 1970s. I think it pretty much died by the 80s. I was alive and kicking and doing things then, and I don't remember it. But anyway, so this is it. And yeah, so that's quite a nice quality thing. And to give you an idea of the difference of how good that one is compared to the other one, yeah, it's a completely different beast, and it's really nice by comparison. The quality is just, much nicer. Is that got a polished pontal? Yeah, and it's got a polished pontal as well, whereas this does not. So yeah, different beast. Just by size. The grapefruit's down here. Obviously, when it's a very exotic thing, you don't want to waste any of the grapefruit. It's got to be inside the bowl. Anyway, so those are the ones I have. I'll show you a reference for this one now. The book I have in front of me is 20th Century British Glass by Charles Hajdemach, and here it is. Here is the very same grapefruit bowl. And what does he call it? I think he calls it a grapefruit bowl in here. So, oh no, he calls it a sweet dish. No, he's let me down. Anyway, it's a grapefruit bowl in my book, because going through all the catalogues, that's what they call these things. So, yeah, there it is. And yeah, he gives you the history of, the Hugo Massey. That's where I get all that stuff and the dates from. So I'm trusting him on that. As you might have guessed, I don't entirely plan these videos. And I got to the end of this one and I had a thought. I wonder how many different kinds of grapefruit dish Whitefriars made. So we saw 6 earlier on one page from Stuart Crystal, and I think there's a few more than that. But I just thought, what if I run through some of the catalogues from Whitefriars and see what I can find? So we've got this one, which we've seen already, the M94, this is the M94, and this is the Sunday dish version of it. Then if we go back, this is 1970, and we've got this one here, which is an M131, which is there's a Sunday version, the M126, and then we've got the M131 version of it. You can see the only difference between that one and that one is, again, it's got this little dishy base, which is the idea of those dishy bases. I don't think I've mentioned this, is that actually that's where you're supposed to put the pips from your grapefruit. So when you're digging out the sections of the grapefruit with your spoon, you put the pips in the little dish in the bottom. And then, yeah, so we've also got, this is from 1970, and there are 2 grapefruit dishes here, cut glass ones, and you can see they've got Sunday dish versions. And this one here, this is funny because they've said Sunday or grapefruit. I don't know what they're doing, but anyway, this is the normal dishy base, somewhere to put your pips. And then I found this page, which is from 1957, and we've got 3 more different ones. So we found, I think that's 6 in total. So yeah, 6 different ones from Whitefriars. We know there's at least 6 from Stuart. I've seen other makers. I've seen European ones. So yeah, there's probably at least, I would expect, once you start adding up all the different makers, and there's probably at least 100 different ones. But anyway, there you go. That's what all the references I'm showing you for grapefruit dishes. Oh, and it does say here, cut crystal grapefruits. So there you have it, grapefruit dishes or bowls or whatever you want to call them. I think of them as something like rinsers, although people stopped using rinsers 80 years ago, and even then that was a revival of them from 200 years ago. Whether grapefruit bowls will come back as a thing, but yeah, they kind of died out 50 years ago. People don't use them anymore. No, I don't see anybody chopping grapefruits in half and having dinner parties with them. Maybe they do, some people do. Maybe they use the proper bowl for it. Don't know. I've never heard anybody. Maybe you could tell me if you do. That would be very nice. But yeah, it's a thing. It's different from a fruit bowl or a sweet dish or a dessert dish. But anyway, with that said,
I will leave you all the references I used in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe, it helps my channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. Good night.